This is Alex Harris, Forceloft Box, proudly sponsored by the Excelsior Sporting Club. Today I'm here with Nico Leivars. Nico, how are we doing, mate?
Yeah, good, mate, thanks.
Good to hear. And so, just for yourself, you've got another public workout here today, and how are you kind of getting used to all this press and all this media around you?
Yeah, it's a good learning curve. So obviously, as you go further on in your career, you'll get used to it a lot more. So to get it all in now is nice, and it's something to do on fight week, you see, not bored.
Of course, and I suppose for yourself, am I right in saying this is your first fight against an unbeaten opponent? And so how are you enjoying this step up? Also 4-0, I believe, as well?
No, you know what, there's a lot more to get up for, to be honest. Instead of fighting a journeyman, to actually have a challenger in front of you, it's brought the best out of me in training, and I can't wait for Saturday night now.
Do you think it will bring the best out of you Saturday night fighting somebody other than just a journeyman?
Yeah, definitely. I think it will definitely make me raise my game and put on a good performance.
Of course, and so for yourself, we've now had a few 6-round fights for you, and so you're moving on quite comfortably, quite nicely. It looks like you're enjoying everything and you're going with it with ease, but how far away do you think you are from getting maybe a low-level title shot?
End of the year. Yeah, I don't want to get an 8-rounder in, which I'm more than fit enough now, in all honesty. I know what I'm capable of, and I'll show it come Saturday night, and I think by the end of the year I'll be ready for a title.
And I suppose for yourself, at this point in your career, what would you say is your kind of key and best attributes?
My speed's always been my best attribute, but I think more recently how well I'm using my brain, picking my shots, picking the pace of the fight. I think you'll really see an improvement come Saturday night of just how well I'm boxing.
And so I suppose, would you say you are a student of the game that's developing with each fight?
Yeah, definitely. I think always learning, always trying to improve in any aspects I can.
Of course. And so from yourself, you're from Mansfield, am I right in saying so? Not too far away from here, I'm not too far away from there as well. And so for a Mansfield fighter, there's not been loads as of recent. And so are you wanting to bring big nights to Mansfield?
Yeah, definitely. Since I was a kid, it's been a dream for me to fight at Field Mill. So every fight I have, every step I take towards that goal is, it's a step closer. And one day, God willing, everything happens right, it will happen.
And something that I always like to ask these younger fighters that are coming through is, when you have maybe these kind of distractions from away from boxing, like going out and all of that kind of stuff, how do you keep focused and keep that determined mindset?
Quite simple. If you want it hard enough, you'll do it. And I think it's one or the other. If you want to get there and earn your money and get your titles and be who you want to be, you've got to make sacrifices. And that's the bigger picture. And for me, it's quite easy, to be honest.
Brilliant stuff. And so for your fan base, last time I saw you fight, it was with the Dalton Smith back when it was in August time, and even then you had a great fan base. And do they follow you everywhere that you go?
Yeah, they're brilliant. I can't thank them all enough, for my sponsors, the people who buy me tickets. They've been behind me since I was a little lad, so to be boxing on big shows like this, it's nice for them, and hopefully make them proud.
Definitely. And so for yourself, do you have any kind of fighters that you look up to for inspiration, or just try and maybe take tweaks of their style?
I'll be honest, a lot of lads in the gym, Dalton, Sonny, there's so many things you can learn from them. And because you're with them day to day, you can pick their brains and ask them about things, so, it really is good to be able to look up to them in the gym.
And let's speak about Dalton Smith. Of course, you're on the undercard of his fight, and of course he's going to try and get that British title outright. And so, do you think this is a comfortable victory for him?
No, I think it'll be a cagey first few opening rounds. I think Dalton will get to him at the end, but you've got to remember they're both very high-level operators. Very good amateur pedigree, very good professionals. So I think it'll be very much the first few rounds. Definitely, it'll be a chess match, and I think you'll be able to see them picking each other apart and trying to get angles in certain shots and counters. But I think Dalton will get to him in the late rounds.
Of course, another one of the people in your stable, like you mentioned, Sonny Edwards, just had a big fight announced himself. Of course, the unification of fight that he's been calling for ages, and so himself in the gym, is he happy now? Is he more content in the gym?
Yeah, I think he's finally got his dance partner to bring the best out of him, and he's already in training, which shows a lot. He's just defended his world title and he's back in the gym wearing it a bit, so I think you'll see the best Sonny Edwards.
Of course, and do you think that is a fight which is going to set up even more big fights for him?
Yeah, definitely. I think once Sonny beats Spam, he's a king into it, and I think the world's his oyster at that point, and I think that's what's making him train a little bit harder, because he knows this is the big fight for him.
course, mate. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Nico.